So there's a lot of content on YouTube that teach people how to retire early or live the life that they want now by investing larger sums of money into the stock market, maybe over leverage yourself and buy multifamily real estate. Heck, invest in Bitcoin and get lucky there. But that's not what this video is going to be about. Because for the average person that makes less than $100,000 a year, that's just not always practical. So in this video, I want to talk about how my wife and I, making less than $100,000 the past 3 years, were able to semi-retire and purchase our home in cash and live debt-free. So we can live a peaceful life, have less stress, and do what we want. And I was talking to my wife about it. I was like, babe, I really want to give really helpful advice to people that are watching this video. And so my wife and I talked about it and we reflected on it. So we came up with 3 things that really changed our life. And I want to share them with you. So the very first thing that we did may sound a little cheesy. You might have heard it before, but this is so crucial. And you have to take the time to do this. You literally have to. Is literally create a vision for your life. For some people, maybe that's easy, right? You just maybe haven't got around to it. But defining literally what you want, to me, I found out was really hard, right? Even I've done a lot of things, had a lot of different jobs, but it was always hard for me to find out, what I really liked, what I really like to do. But what helped us was, I remember my wife and I sitting in the apartment. It was like, we were in Portland, renting an apartment for about $1,000 a month. And it was the cheapest apartment we could find. It was kind of ghetto. And we were sitting and talking, and we were like, we're done. Like, I'm done being $50,000 in debt. I want my life to change. We want something better. And so what really helped us kind of define our vision was define our values. So for us, it was things like we wanted just more time to spend together. We wanted more flexible careers. We wanted more time together as a family. And we have a new baby boy that's coming into this world. So I want to spend time with him. Coming from a single parent home, just didn't grow up with that emotional connection with my father or even my mother, because my mother was working 40 hours, 50 hours a week. And so we really want to give that to our kids. We want to be more involved in our community, in our local church. We wanted to just hang out with friends, right? When you're working 40 hours a week, and especially if you have a family, you just don't have time. And we wanted our time back. And so I encourage you, this first step, lay out your values. And as you start to lay out your values, you'll start to unravel things that you were unaware of, and it'll help you get crystal clear on your vision. So literally talk with your spouse. And if you don't have a spouse, be honest with yourself. And like I said, I know this kind of sounds cheesy, but it's just, if you don't have your mind right, you can't get up every morning excited or at least focused and know what you want to do. So that's the very first tip. So the second thing is ask bigger, better questions. And here's what I mean by that. My wife and I had to learn to stop asking $5, $10 questions. Saving a $5 Starbucks here and there, saving a $10 meal here and there, saving that money is not really going to make a big impact in where you want to go. So we started focusing on the top things that would make a dramatic impact in our savings, in our income. Things like, how can we pay off a house in cash? How can we grow our income? And so once we start asking how, it kind of unlocks something in your mind, and you start to focus on different ideas to accomplish that. So let me give you an example of what I mean by that. So my wife and I, like I just mentioned that we were living in a $1,000 apartment, the cheapest we could find. You know, at that time we were paying off our debt, and then we decided like, okay, you know what, having one car and both working full time is just not going to work. So we were, instead of buying another car, we were just going to move to another apartment so she can just walk to work and I can take my the car. And so for some reason that apartment fell through right at the last minute, and we had already moved out of our old apartment, and so we had to move in with their parents. Thank God they had an extra room available. So we moved in with their parents, and we were trying to decide what to do. You know, we considered buying a tiny house, but then we had to, you know, still figure out land and maybe buy a truck to haul it. And then we considered van life. But then actually her father-in-law, or her father, my father-in-law, had mentioned, hey, why don't you look at getting this manufactured home that's for sale in a trailer park? And for me, I was kind of like, you know, there's a stigma behind trailer parks. You know what I mean? And so I kind of had to fight my pride on that a little bit. Plus the home that he was recommending it didn't even really look livable. Like, it was really scary. I mean, I just remember it was like a dark grayish blue, and it just looked inhabitable. At least from the outside, it looked dead. And, but you know what? Because we had that vision, right, of what we wanted, more time, we thought, okay, let's just buy this, fix it up, and we only have to pay $500 a month just to rent the space. And so we ended up buying it in cash, bought the manufactured home, and that was literally the best decision, but also the worst decision of my life, because we had no idea what we were doing in regards to remodeling. But thank God, you know, we had some friends that were able to help us through the process. And, you know, we had to get down and dirty. You know, I had to learn things that I had never learned before. And we remodeled that home, that manufactured home. And it took us about 10 months, right, to remodel everything. And we had settled down for a few months, and then COVID had hit. And we realized, you know, maybe we can use this time and move potentially. And so we decided to put our home on the market, and we didn't really make a profit off the home. We bought it for 40, sold it for 94, but the past 10 months we put like 40 grand into it. So it kind of acted like a savings for us. And so we sold the home, and then we moved to Michigan, and we were able to purchase a home in cash. And so the reason I'm saying all this is because we thought outside the box, right? It didn't matter what that vehicle looked like, but because we had a vision and we had values that we wanted to maintain and a vision that we wanted to accomplish, we weren't sexy about the vehicle of how we got there. And so the manufactured home was that unsexy vehicle at first to get to where we wanted to go. And sometimes you got to do things that are hard, right, to get to where you want to go. And so you have to start asking yourself bigger questions and do harder things. I wouldn't necessarily say harder, but sometimes it will be, right? I mean, anything worth accomplishing is hard, but it's worth it. So ask better questions. Ask bigger questions. The third thing, this is really important, this third thing here. You need to have some accountability. You need support during this time, because to fulfill the vision that you want quickly or as fast as you can, it will be hard. There'll be times where there was times where my wife and I were crying, like, okay, wow, this is hard. Why are we doing this again? So you need that emotional support. And if you don't have a wife or a spouse that is on board with you, you guys need to get on the same page. And if you don't even have a spouse, you need to find a friend or a family member. Find someone that's able to support you through this time, because it's going to get hard. And I'm just lucky that I had a wife and that we were on the same page about the decisions that we were making. And I know there's a lot of people that may not have that, or may not have support, because I didn't. I mean, from my own family and my friends, they don't necessarily understand, and we didn't necessarily have their support, right? Because what you're about to do, or what we did, was it's not popular, right? There's not a lot of people that are gonna do this, and so you have to know that going in. And you know what I just thought about right now? Should I create a Facebook group? Should I create a Facebook group? Should I create a Facebook group for those that are kind of on this journey to living the life that they want, living debt free and semi-retiring, just to have, so you can have a community, right? And so we can share our stories and kind of just be a support and encouragement. Let me know if that's what you want me to create. I'll create a group. Just let me know in the comments and I'll do that. So those are 3 things really that have changed our life dramatically. My wife and I have never had so much peace. You know what? I want to leave you with one more thing. This is kind of unscripted. I know I said 3, but here's a 4th one. As you're on a journey to accomplish your vision, don't get greedy and selfish as you're trying to focus on that one thing. What I mean by that is stay involved in your local community, give to your local church or give to charity. Be giving as you're trying to accomplish your vision. Even better, have the people or what you want to do, how you want to serve, have that included in your vision. Just because it can get kind of lonely. So don't get greedy or selfish as you're trying to accomplish what you want and the life that you want to live. But anyways, if you have any questions about what I had just said, please leave it in the comments. And let me know if you like this video by hitting the like button. And I will see you guys soon.